The history of all hitherto existing societies is the history of class struggles. Freeman and slave, patrician and plebeian, lord and serf, guildmaster and journeyman, in a word, oppressor and oppressed, stood in constant opposition to one another, carried on an uninterrupted, now hidden, now open fight, a fight that each time ended either in a revolutionary reconstitution of society at large or in the common ruin of the contending classes.
I believe that you were introduced as a socialist. I read somewhere that you did not, or you do not, or you never have belonged to the Socialist Party. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Have you ever belonged to the Communist Party?
No, I haven't.
It's an interesting question. I am a socialist.
It's an interesting question. I am a socialist.
It's an interesting question. I am a socialist.
To me, what it means to the black community, what it means to the American community.
It was once a dream that my parents had and many people's parents had, that if you work hard and you go to school, you can get a college education.
This grotesque level of inequality is immoral, it is bad economics, it is unsustainable. But at a time when the wealthiest people of this country have seen a tremendous increase in their income, while at the same time the standard of living of working people and poor people has declined.
You got millions of people today who are working longer hours and their income is going down. Their wages are going down.
Absolutely.
But you know what? To be truly free, you need economic rights as well.
Absolutely.
Wenn du dieses Wort betriffst, dann kannst du noch erhobener Tagesgesetz eine Volksgemeinschaft dienen.
You can go out and give a speech, but you don't have any food in your stomach, you don't have a house, roof over your head, if you don't have any education, are you really free?
Никогда в мире еще не бывало таких свободных, действительно свободных и действительно демократических выборов. Никогда.
The wealthiest people in this country have grown far richer, while their tax burden has declined, are seeing their salaries soar, and the gap between the rich and the poor grows wider. 10 million Americans are unemployed.
Помещиков, банкиров и прочих акул капитализма.
They want more and more and more.
Let's demand that every man, woman, and child in this country have a decent opportunity and a decent standard of living.
Kampf gegen den Marxismus wurde damals zum ersten Mal zu einem Kampfziel erhoben. Damals erhob ich mir zum ersten Mal.
Democratic Socialist. And that is, some would say, a dangerous thing politically to describe your connotation.
Not if we have the opportunity to describe what democratic socialism means. Democratic socialism is to make sure that in the richest country in the history of the world, that everybody at least has a minimal standard of living and some dignity as a result of that.
Why believe that the ideals of socialism, which are so generous and appeal so much to solidarity and fraternity, will one day disappear? What would prevail? Selfishness? Individualism? Personal ambitions? That will not save the world.
Nice to meet you, Bernie Sanders.
And as your president, together we are going to change it. When we stand together, there is nothing that we cannot accomplish, and I pledge to you.
Wir wollen nicht lügen, wollen nicht schwindeln. Ich habe deshalb es abgelehnt, jemals vor dieses Volk hinzutreten und billige Versprechungen zu geben. Es kann niemand hier gegen mich aufstehen und zeigen.
I will not abandon any segment of American society, whether you're gay or black or Latino, poor or working class. So let us go forward together.
Und für dieses Volk und dieses Volk wollen wir ringen und wollen wir kämpfen.
And we are going to defeat them. Thank you all very much.
Just a
That
busy
was
man.
after the electric shock.
Oh, yes, of course.
So when I talk about democratic socialism, this is what I say.
Перед народом перед крестьянством.
Like, I guess Senator Sanders, like, where are people not seeing the connect? Like, to me, all these things are interconnected.
Así entendemos los revolucionarios cubanos nuestro deber internacionalista. Así entiende nuestro pueblo sus deberes, porque entiende que el enemigo es uno.
Bewegung sind Lebensausdruck unseres Volkes und damit ein Symbol des Ewigen.
Social justice. Good. Right? I didn't know what social justice was. We all were just like, we out here trying to live. And the response is that you're here. That's a very different narrative. You are different. Why?
El mismo que nos ataca a nosotros en nuestras costas y en nuestras tierras. El mismo que ataca a los demás. Y por eso decimos y proclamamos que con combatientes cubanos podrá contar el movimiento revolucionario en cualquier rincón de la tierra.
The rich get richer, the poor get poorer.
My goal is to see that we start a third party in this country.
In jene Tage, da es noch schwer war, Nationalsozialist zu sein. Unsere Gegner dafür gesorgt, dass durch Verbot und Verfolgungswellen von Zeit zu Zeit die Bewegung wieder ausgekämmt wurde von dem leichten Zeug, das sich bei ihr einzufinden begann.
I agree. And
We've got to be honest. There are a lot of things that we do very, very well. But there are things that we do not do particularly well. We are not fighting effectively against climate change. So I think smart people look around the world and they say, look, this is what we are doing well, but this is what other countries are doing well. And I think we should not be afraid to emulate the good things that are going on in other countries.
Unsere gemeinsame soziale Arbeit, sie ist mehr als ein Almosen. Und wir sagen nicht den Reichen, gebt ihr den Armen, sondern wir sagen, deutsches Volk, hilft ihr selbst.
At a time when we have massive income and wealth inequality, we have got to ask the wealthiest people and largest corporations to start paying their fair share of taxes.
Jeder soll helfen, Arm oder Reich. Jeder soll sich denken, es gibt noch einen, der ärmer ist als ich, und dem will ich helfen als Volksgenosse.
This idea of when you say redistribution of wealth, that always gets framed as something that's not only socialist, but some would frame it as being worse than that.
I think we have got to get our act together. And in fact, I do believe that all of that money that has gone from the middle class to the top 1%, I think it should start coming back to the people who need it the most.
Руководят этими работами люди из народа. Это и называется у нас социализмом в быту. Это и называется у нас свободная социалистическая жизнь.
In the last 30 years, there has been a massive redistribution of wealth. Unfortunately, it's gone in the wrong direction.
Социалистических порядков. Только на базе того, что у нас социализм. Es lebe die nationalsozialistische Bewegung! Es lebe Deutschland! Это замечательный закон, товарищ.
Brave New World is a study of the future as it may be unless we are extremely careful. It depicts a society in which man has replaced nature by science, morality by drugs, individuality by total conformity.
Socialism? Can you define socialism?
Can I define socialism? Probably not.
Socialism, oh boy. I don't think I can. I like socialism.
What do you know about socialism? What do you think that word means? He calls himself a socialist.
I'm a socialist.
Okay, what do you mean by socialist?
I love socialism.
What is socialism?
Socialism, oh, that's a tough one.
I definitely think that it's not as terrifying as everybody thinks it is. I like that. I think we actually need more of that.
Thinks that income inequality is unfair and that we need to apply regulations and stuff to limit the amount of wealth that people can accumulate.
We want the government not to say, this is a free market doing whatever the hell it wants to do, but we want to take action here.
It is a hideous prospect, yet we seem determined to follow this path of self-destruction. But Brave New World need not be our future. The choice, after all, is always in our own hands.
United forever in friendship and labor, our mighty republics will...